Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Maya Luisa and I help women to embody their feminine energy for optimal health, wealth, love, juiciness, and fertility. Welcome to my world. In today's video was deeply inspired by true life events that have been happening to me recently. I have a huge birthday coming up and so much of my life lessons were coming to me all at once. It was almost like God was like, did you learn it? But did you really learn it? But did you learn your lesson? And so lots of hard lessons were coming to me, and I just had to be real quiet, real still for a second to reflect and to embody this new person that I'm becoming. I feel her emerging, and so that's where I've been. So that's where I want to start this video. I want to start it with the concept of wealth. So you can see lots of other videos of priestesses. I am a priestess of Oshun. At the time of this video, I have been crowned Oshun for 16 years. I was crowned in Havana, Cuba. And lots of other people, other priests will come on and they're going to teach you different ways to attract money to you. And what we call those, in Cuba, we call them trabajos, un trabajito, like a juju, something that will bring money to you. But this concept that I'm teaching right now is a concept of wealth building. So this is the wealth that you bring to your life that you can pass on to your children. Speaking of which, side note, I know that my hair is wet. You're getting a wet hair video, but that's because at this point in my life, my children are very young, and when I have an opportunity to do a video, I have to run and do it. I couldn't wait until my hair was dry. So that's just a side note. You're getting a wet hair video. It is what it is. We just have to embrace the imperfections and move with excellence, and that looks different at every stage. That's what I tell myself. So yeah, you can show up imperfect as well. This is your permission slip. So this concept is wealth. This is a wealth building, because in order to, you can do trabajitos, you can do juju, and that will attract money to you. But if you don't have the right mindset, when we talk about wealth is something, it's building a foundation, it's building an empire. In order to do so, you really have to have the right mindset, because you can attract money to you, but if you don't believe you deserve that money, you will subconsciously sabotage something and deflect the money away. It's just like with love. Some people have a set point where they believe that love has to hurt because that's what they experienced before. So they're always going to attract that experience of love through pain or love through betrayal, because that was their experience in their childhood or their mom. You know, it's a whole thing. So I'm talking about wealth mindset. I'm talking about wealth consciousness and the Orisha. And so let's dig in. So the first Orisha I want to mention is Oya. I am born from Oya, so this energy is very profound in my life. Oya is a warrior. Oya is known as the bearded warrior, and she is the preferred wife of Jango. And Oya represents the marketplace. Oya represents the exchange of energy and communication in the marketplace, the exchange of currency. Oya, in that concept, in that energy of Oya, of things moving, of things shifting, Oya also represents and embodies the energy of transformation, because she is the wind. She transforms. So what is transformation? Transformation takes you from one point to another. What does that as well is business. Think about it. Every business is in itself transformation. When you go to a restaurant, you arrive at the restaurant hungry, you transform, and you leave full. When you go to a hairdresser, you arrive with your hair looking a certain way, and that hairdresser then transforms your hair. It's a service, or a product that transforms you. If you come to my space and you take my courses or a dance class from me, you're going to not only get health, but you're going to fall in love with your body. That is the transformation that my business provides. Business provides transformation. Oya is transformation. So, I have my notes. So when we look to Oya, the exchange, the transformation, we're looking at the concept of transformation, the concept of embodying the ability to attract wealth to you through transformation, through business, through that exchange of currency, through that exchange of I'm going to provide this and you provide the money. So Oya also is the owner, and she stands at the gateway of the cemetery. Lots of women, lots of priests, lots of children of Oya, whether you're crowned or not, have a gift. This is the majority. I'm not going to say all, but the majority of priests of Oya, they have a gift. And the gift is of clairvoyancy. Why? Because Oya represents the gateway of the cemetery. She works a lot with Egun. And Egun are our ancestors. So ancestors, very important to Oya. And children of Oya, and all of us, but especially with children of Oya, they often have a gift of having a very close relationship with the ancestors. So how do we use this with wealth building? So how you can use this is, if you look at your ancestry, you might have ancestors that had wealth. So then what you would do is that when you want to attract wealth to you, you would sit with a candle and a clear glass of water, and you would talk to that ancestor, call their name, and invite them to help you with your wealth building. And you can invite them to, make it real clear for me, help me. How do I build this wealth? What should I do? What should I not do? You can call upon that ancestor, because that ancestor embodied wealth when they were living. And you may ask, well, what if I had ancestors who didn't have any money? And there's a beautiful way that I like to think of it as alchemy. You want to alchemize your life. You want to turn lead into gold. So I myself have ancestors who did not have money. They were very much in poverty consciousness, and that's because of life circumstance. So I never, it's not judgment. So if you had ancestors who did not have wealth, you have to do some deep work with looking and reflecting on what was their mindset. And that's oftentimes reflected and passed down to you from your parents. Think about what your parents subconsciously taught you about money, or what is in your lineage, or what are your lineage beliefs about money. For example, for me, one of the things that was subconsciously taught to me is that money is hard. Money comes to you after hard work. Money is hard. So me being an alchemist, I alchemize that concept, and then I flip it on its head and turn it into gold. And I say, okay, if I was taught that money and making money is hard, what I'm going to now tell myself, tell my subconscious, what is now my golden affirmation to change my neural pathways, is that money is easy. Money comes with ease. Money comes with ease and flow and effortless. So that is something that I tell myself, because I'm taking what was given to me that does not no longer serve me, and I'm turning it and spinning it into gold, into something that does work for my life. And so that is the Oya, that's the transformation. That's how we work with our ancestors to transform our life. Next, we're gonna go to Yemaya. Yemaya, Mio Yemaya. Yemaya represents the ocean, motherhood, and for me, Yemaya represents, and I love all the Orisha. I live by the ocean, so I deep gratitude to Yemaya every day of my life. Like, for me, Yemaya represents flourishing. So abundance for Yemaya concept comes from the ocean. And think about the ocean as so vast and deep and big and nourishing and limitless. Yemaya feeds millions of people every single day. Every single day, people are going and they're fishing in the ocean, and they're able to really feed millions of people. Think about it. Millions of people on the planet eat every day from the ocean, because it is vast, because it is abundant, because it is life-giving, it's flourishing. So tapping into that abundance mindset of going to the ocean, standing in front of the ocean with the, like, looking out at the horizon, seeing the vastness, seeing the unlimited supply of abundance that is available to you. That is Yemaya, representing abundance, life-giving force, you know, all of that. The beauty of, you know, even like as a mother, how you feed your child with your breast, this unlimited, you know, you have the ability to renew, to flourish from within, and it's unlimited. So think of unlimited supply. Every time that money comes to you, just like a wave, money comes to you, it goes out, but there's always another wave coming back. There's always more money coming to you. There's always more money coming to you. It's never that this lack of like, it's gonna run out. So that's a great concept. But I also want to talk about Yemaya, and this is just personal. Yemaya for me represents the flourishing life of home. The flourishing of your home life. And you may ask, well, what does that have to do with abundance? It has everything to do with abundance. Because, and this is a concept that I feel like is lacking in our society. I feel like it's not valued in our society, and it's part of the divine feminine that has been pushed down and not given honor the way that it needs to. Having a home life that is flourishing, meaning that there is warmth in the home, there is cohesiveness, there is harmony, there is grace, there is a spiritual current running through your home. That is abundance. That is a great way of building wealth. Why? Because when the provider, whether it's you or your partner, goes out in the world and they're, you know, you're slaying dragons and you're doing business meetings and you're doing all this stuff and working really hard and doing all this, if you come home to chaos, you're not going to be able to restore. You're not going to be able to renew. And after a while, after months and years of that, your performance outside is going to be affected, because your work doesn't have a place that's landing where you're seeing the flourishing effects of the work that you're doing outside. If there's no warmth in your home, you're gonna wonder, when I'm going out here and I'm slaying dragons and I'm doing all this stuff and I'm being in my, you know, working really hard, for what? You're then gonna be like, it's not worth it. What am I doing this for? I'm not gonna, you know, you're not gonna be on your optimal performance level, because you're gonna see, what is it for? What's the point? What am I doing all this work for if it's not pouring into something that I'm seeing that's growing? So flourish in your home life is having harmony. It's eating together as a family. It's having, like I said, that spiritual current. It's, the warmth of a home. And that to me is something that Yemaya taught me. Is a beautiful, beautiful gift. I think that Yemaya has given me is the value of the home. And I feel so much that this society is lacking that. I feel so much of, that's why people always want to be outside. You want to be outside. You want to be outside. There's no balance. Your home life has to rejuvenate you, restore you. Your home is a sacred temple. It's where you rest. It's where your children grow. And so putting your energy into that flourishing home life, it helps to attract abundance. It gives you the energy, it gives you the strength of, yeah, I'm gonna go out here and I'm gonna make all this money, because that money is landing in a place where I'm seeing it flourish and I'm seeing it grow, and it's giving me rejuvenation, and most important, it's giving me appreciation. Because when you see your home life flourish and you're feeling that energy, you feel appreciated. You feel like your work is appreciated, and it gives you more energy to go out there and do greater work and attract more money and more clients and more, business deals, whatever you do. It gives you that energy, it gives you that strength, it gives you that inspiration. And that to me is the great gift that Yemaya teaches. Okay, I think I got all my points. I took notes because yes, and also going to the ocean, it helps you to dream bigger. It helps you to dream bigger because of the vastness of Yemaya and the openness and the connectedness that it is. It helps you to just, you cannot dream small in front of Yemaya. You dream big. And Yemaya represents also the ocean. The ocean takes us from one land to another. And so that, again, like being able to take your message, not just keep it for the land where you physically live, but take your message, your product, your service across the seas. That's Yemaya, that vastness of abundance. And so beautiful. I love Yemaya. I love all the Orisha. So now we're going to talk about Oshun. And I am a daughter of Oshun. And Oshun is oftentimes, let me take a sip of water, because yes. Okay, so yeah, Oshun is oftentimes the Orisha that we associate with riches. We read about Oshun and we see the gold and we see the glamour and we see the luxury. And so that's the Orisha that we always associate with abundance. But I will tell you this, a lot of the patakis, so these are the stories of the Orisha that help us to learn deep life lessons. They come with every Odu. And some of the patakis with Oshun, a lot of them is when she's actually living in poverty. And the lesson that oftentimes comes with that is that when Oshun is living in poverty in his patakis, it's because she did not remember her divinity and she was stepped out of her center of power. So that's always the lesson that I see with the patakis with Oshun when she's experiencing poverty, is because she did not remember her power. So when we hear these patakis, we always have to remember Oshun is always reminding us of our divinity and reminding us of our power. So many times, like in my videos, I talk about this a lot. As women, we get into this hustle culture of like hustle, and we're using our arms and we're using our minds and we're going. And Oshun is here reminding us that you don't have to work that hard when you call upon your divinity to help you to attract your abundance. Oshun is honey. And what does honey do? It attracts, it magnetizes, and it pulls it towards you. And this is deeply helpful because it helps you to see that I'm not alone, that I have a whole army of not only my ancestors, my own divinity, my own connection to God, and God is our source. So when we're off center, when we feel despair, when we feel this frustration, when we feel like we're just beating our head against the wall, it's because we are not in our divinity. We are not aligned with our divinity. We're not aligned with our center of power. That anytime we want to take on a big project, anytime that we want to attract abundance, it's us co-creating with God. And Oshun reminds us of that. Oshun reminds us of our divinity. She reminds us of that we are the physical incarnation of God in the female form. That is what Oshun reminds us of. And so when you want anything, you have to embody your God-like energy, your goddess energy, to attract that which you want. Honey, attraction. Pulling it towards you so that what serves you is now coming towards you. You don't have to go out there and hustle and sweat and risk your health to get it. You co-create with God. And that is what Oshun teaches. It's a huge part of her teaching, honey, magnetism. And honey comes from your inner life flourishing. It comes from the sweetness of life. Remembering that at every level there's a next level, but to enjoy the wealth that you do have while you're attracting more. Otherwise, what's the point? You know, like Oshun is very much about being in the moment, being present to the abundance that you have while you're attracting more, to appreciate, to enjoy life right now. And still, you can always want more, but right now in this moment, we can celebrate life. We can celebrate the money that's in our bank account right now. And that celebration then brings more to you. Because you hustle, you're always thinking in lack. And taking a moment to be like, I was just hustling for so long and look what I made. But if you don't take a moment to reflect on what you did make, then you're always going to be in that state of lack. And Oshun is all about abundance, overflow, giving from your overflow. Be like honey, sweet, clean, fresh, healed, energetically. Be a magnet for your desires. And also just being in that energy of allowing pleasure, allowing yourself to feel pleasure, allowing yourself to feel joy, allowing yourself to, I know that I want to go to a next level, but where I'm at, let me celebrate that. So that is my Orisha abundance component of this video. But I also have another message that's coming through, and I want you to remember this. And this is something that I feel like we're not taught enough, especially as women in the diaspora. This is not something that's really taught to us. The divine feminine is extremely powerful energy. The divine feminine, when a woman is in her feminine energy, when she's embodied in her feminine energy, when she is grounded in her womb sacral energy, whether you have your physical uterus or not does not matter. This is an energy center, okay? When a woman is grounded in her feminine energy, in her pleasure, and the the beauty of the moment in her five senses, when she's embodied in that, it's extremely powerful, and it is extremely transformative, and it activates wealth codes in other people. So when you're embodied in your feminine energy and you feel your life force, it's like a sexual energy. When you're feeling in that moment, it is not something that you then have to be give to someone else. Women who have and this is no judgment at all, this is not to judge, but this is just so that we know it's a teaching moment. Women who have lots of different multiple sex partners at the same time, you are leaking your feminine energy, you're leaking your creative, life-giving force to multiple people, and it's draining for you of your own life force, and it's draining you of your health. Not just because of like STIs or whatever, it is draining you energetically because you are in the receivership. You're receiving so much when you are in an intimate space with another. So this is the point. The point is that let me say this the right way. The point is that when you do want to share your body with another person, it is best for you to share it with somebody, because they're going to be getting so much. That is why, like, women in the East and in other cultures, they're taught to save or to only be intimate with their husband. And we think, oh, that's so like bad, or they get to they're living in oppression. They're not. They're living, it's actually a very smart concept, because when they're giving of that life force, when you're giving of that energy, the man then, his wealth codes are then opened up, and he then becomes more wealthy. He has more ability to attract wealth. That's why they call it the lady luck, or being the Lakshmi, or that's why men bring beautiful women in business meetings, because she's unlocking the wealth codes in the room. She's smoothing the deal and making the guy more money. So if you're unlocking a wealth code in a man and he's your husband, that in turn, you're then getting the benefit of your own creative life force back into you, because you're giving it to him. He's going out there getting more money, and then it's going back into your home for yourself and your children. If you are giving it to multiple people, they're going up and you're just being depleted, but you're not in a position to receive the abundance that you activated. And then at the same time, you may think, well, that's not fair, because then the man is the one that's always winning, and what is the downfall of the man if to be around women who are constantly giving themselves? The problem is that when women are giving of their body too much, he then becomes has lots of interactions with women who are in their wounded feminine, and to be swimming in the wounded feminine waters over and over is damaging for his spirit. Not only for them, because their spirit is damaged as well, but for him psychologically, to be around the wounded female, to be in the presence of the wounded feminine is deeply hurtful to the masculine. Because then when he does decide, like, oh, I want this woman to be my partner, and he does like finally find his wife, he's always in the back of his mind wondering, is she like that? Did she experience what those women I was with before experienced? And he's kind of looking for that and also damaging himself. So the best thing to do, and what if God ever blesses me with a daughter, I will be teaching her this, is to really value your body and to know your power and to know that you have the ability to so much power to unlock wealth codes and to be living in your abundance, and that your sexual energy and your urges is not a problem for someone to solve. It's not, oh, holds me down, and it's something that you can use, that you can pour into in your business, in your creative life, in so many, for your health, for your beauty, so many different ways that you can replenish yourself without having to then release it. That release is a very masculine concept. It's not that we need to be released. Our way of love is different. I know, like, for example, and these young girls, they're so young, looking really old, and going through these like huge psychological problems because they are giving their body. As women, when we give our body, we do become, I know, like in the hood, they'd be like, oh, you're hypnotized. It is a psychological bond that when you're sleeping with somebody, because your body is like, you're sending messages to your body that, oh, like, we could be making a baby with that person. So then you're psychologically becoming attached to them, whether you like it or not. You're thinking about them and all that stuff, and if there's not like a deep connection, it can mess with you psychologically. And imagine a woman that's like doing this over and over. Is too much. It's too much. I know this girl, and she's very young, so beautiful, and an incredible artist. I mean, just amazing, super talented. She definitely got this gift from God. She's just a visual artist. She can create art and all that stuff. And she got into a relationship. Obviously, she's spending lots of time with this person, giving him her body, and now she's confused. Like, basically was living her life vicariously through the man, and he's going up and up and up and up. I know if you've seen this, if you're a woman, have you ever seen this? Let me know if you experience that. Once you get around your partner or a guy and you end up sleeping with them, their life goes up. Their life goes up. But if you're not in a position to receive the blessings of his life going up, then you're just being depleted. And so his life, her partner, was going up and up, and he's traveling and stuff, and she's just like living as a shadow. She's not supposed to be a shadow. She was supposed to be doing and using that life force to create her art, until she's in that partnership where she's receiving the blessings of her creative life force energy. So she was supposed to be building her life, but instead now she's depressed, not doing much with her art the way that she could be, and it's just really sad to witness that. So I'm definitely gonna call her, actually. Give her some love and guidance. But that's what happens to a lot of young girls. It's sad. It shouldn't be that way. We should tell our young girls to hold on to it and to use those urges, and to use that, not to give to another person, but to replenish and give to yourself. Build yourself up. Use that creative life force energy into a business, into your creativity, into your schoolwork, into just being a young girl and not having to worry about birth control and all that other stuff, because Lord Jesus, these birth control, these synthetic hormones are really, really bad for they're bad for everybody. I'm just gonna be honest with you. Do your own research, no judgment here, because I was definitely, I think I did it one time in my 20s before I knew. These are really, really heavy chemicals that you put into your body that increases your risk of various cancers. If you're below the age of 21 and you're taking a hormonal birth control, it increases your risk of breast cancer by 10 times. What does that tell you? It tells you shouldn't even have to be worrying about that. You shouldn't have to be on birth control. You shouldn't, that's not the time for that. That's the time to take that creative life force energy, that sexual energy, and put it into yourself. Instead of worrying about these big pregnancy. No, it's not time to worry about those big heavy feelings, the psychological feelings that come with sharing your body with someone. It's a huge toll. It takes a huge toll on a woman's body, on her spirit, on her life force. I don't judge anyone, but the young women that come into my life, my 4 nieces, and God gives me a daughter, anyone that comes into my life, this is the talk I'm going to give them, and I just wanted to share it with you. We are creative, powerful human beings that when you share your body with somebody, you better make sure that you're in a partnership, you're in a marriage, you're in a divine union with a person that is then going to give that back to you. You're going to reap the benefits of those blessings. Otherwise, that person's going to go up, and you're going to go and be depleted. We don't want that. No more broken women, no more wounded women. And like I said, it's not just the women that don't benefit from this, it's the men as well. Because that's their mothers, that's their daughters, that's their partners, that's their, all the men are interacting with women who have this wounded feminine energy. So he's not exempt from the problems that arise from this. We're all in it. And thank you so much for tuning into this video. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you. If this resonated with you, you can send this video to somebody, subscribe, all that YouTubey stuff. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace and love.